Hello, this is Manuela, your guiding light, and this is Soul Lessons class part 1. In my last YouTube video, I mentioned that you don't have to be in a relationship that you don't want to be, that it's too challenging, that you're not receiving anything. The truth is, yes, you don't have to, but you need to also know how are you going to learn the life lessons or those lessons that that person is supposed to teach you without that person. Can you actually do that? And years ago, I didn't know that we actually have a choice and we don't have to do anything. There's always a different way of learning lessons. It really depends how old the soul is and what are you prepared to do. For example, somebody that always needs to be in a relationship and that it's very impatient, that wants that love and that intimacy, well, that person just simply has to be in a relationship, even if it's challenging, because that person needs that for some reason. Now, somebody that is an older soul that understand that that part it's not that important and that it's focusing on soul essence, you can actually learn the lesson without that person. Even if you have a soul contract with that person, the important is that you learn the lesson. Regardless where you're going to learn the lesson, the soul contract will be cancelled once the lesson is learned. So for example, if you, let's just say Mary has soul contract with John to teach her kindness, for example. Mary can be with John and he could be the worst person ever and she still needs to be kind to him, okay? And now Mary has a choice. She could have a dog or a cat that's going to be horrible, that's going to pee all over the carpet and that's going to drive her absolutely crazy. And she's still learning kindness. Or she can be with John that's going to rip her heart off every time he does something wrong, every time he cheats, every time he abuses her, it breaks her heart. So which way do you think it's easier to learn or better to learn, even in our shift that we're going through on earth? When you're in a relationship, you get a heartbreak, it takes you ages to heal. And then you create a karma, because you get hurt and you have to hurt the person back. If you have a pet, for example, or you simply learn to be kind in a different way, you don't have to have a pet. You can go and out, volunteer, engage with people, and be kind no matter what they do to you. Okay, so there's a very lot of different ways we can learn the lesson. But the most important is, what are your needs? What are your beliefs? So if you have these needs to be always in a relationship, well, you will have to stick in a bad relationship. And also this brought up yesterday, I had a client that sort of didn't want to hear, and there's quite a few clients that I have like this that don't want to hear about what they have to work on themselves in order to have that relationship that they want. They just want to know when it's going to come. And I simply could not drag that answer from her guides. They would not give me the answer when that person is going to come. It was just, you have to work on yourself. And this is something that I find that really a lot of people struggling with. So if you don't learn the lessons and you don't work on yourself with that person that you're really longing for, it's not going to come. So you will have to be in a lot of bad relationships to learn the lessons, to shift the energy, to end up to that it's a little bit better. It doesn't have to be perfect, but a little bit better. So you'll notice that these days a lot of people, a lot of relationships are broken and a lot of people are isolated. Again, for that reason. Because we're entering in a new earth where there's no karma. We have to clear the karma. So if we are surrounded with so many people that constantly hurt us and that we have to give the karma back constantly, well, we're never going to end into new earth. So what you noticed that in about last 10 years, the big shift happened where a lot of people are isolating themselves because on a soul level they know that they don't want to create any more karma. And yes, there's a lot of challenging people around us that we have to be really careful how we're dealing with. So we can have to choose different lessons. And a lot of people will make a fun of women or men that decided to have a pet instead of relationship. But that's on a soul level. They understand that that's better for them. Now, some people cannot tolerate that. Usually young souls, they need relationships all the time. Older souls will be fine with that. So really, it really depends where your energy is at the moment, okay? But I noticed also my readings that changed a lot. Like 10 years ago, my readings would be focusing more on just a prediction on in a future, long-term future. And I didn't actually like people that would come back for reading and wanting all the time guidance, like once a week, once in a fortnight. I was struggling with that because there was nothing really to say. In the last 3 to 4 years, I would say, my readings changed where I do have a lot of people that come, that's regular guidance that need, and basically the guides are guiding them step by step. What is the next step? How they can change their life, how they can have the relationship that they want, and what they need to do. So I believe that we all are meant to change. We all meant to make some changes. The way we live, the way we lived before, it just simply doesn't serve us. So this class is for those people that understand the shift on earth, the shift that we are going through, that it's willing to work on themselves and learn the lessons. And also the ones that understand what the soul lesson is. So it's really important for you to understand what your soul lesson is, because if you don't know that, it's like you're going blindfolded through life and you will never get to your destination. So understanding your soul lessons, it's really important. Some people call it life lesson, soul lesson. It's the same. I think it's the same. It is a life lesson or soul lesson, but it's really important to understand it. And yes, we don't have to go through horrible relationship to learn the lesson. There is a lot of different ways. So in these YouTube videos, I will give you little hints. Of course, it's not going to be specifically for you, because for you to have your exactly specific, your personal guidance, how to learn the lesson, you would have to sort of have a reading and tune into your guides and angels. But this is sort of as a collective, as a people that learning sort of design lesson, what they can actually do to learn the lesson without going through a heartbreak. Because when you're going through heartbreak, it creates the karma. When somebody destroys you completely in a relationship or destroys your life and takes you completely off your path, that's a horrible karma. It brings back a lot of karma. So you have to come back and do design to that person. So God or universe, whatever you want to call it, doesn't want that anymore. We just simply cannot do that anymore. We shifting the energy for new earth, and it's important to not to create any more bad karma. So we have to learn to tolerate people, to stay away from people that we find that we can't tolerate, that we have to react to, that's gonna do bad things to us. We need to find to deal with that and to step back from those people. That's the reason why majority of people are isolated at the moment. Finding the right people that you can associate, that's not going to harm you and give you a bad karma. Okay, so I hope this class will help to a lot of people. As I said, as I noticed that's where my guidance is lately. That's the clients that I'm getting, more of those to guide how to actually make the changes in their life and learn the lessons without going through that heartbreak and challenge, big challenge. So if you were to choose, how are you going to learn your lesson? You have to understand what feels right for you. As I said, for somebody that needs to be always in a relationship, that doesn't like themselves, okay, I could sort of point to that person what they're learning, how they can learn to love themselves. Usually people that don't love themselves, they'll always need the other people, because that having a lot of people around them, they don't have to look at themselves. People that love themselves, they can be isolated because they can actually look at themselves and they love what they see. People that can't be on their own, yes, they're going to struggle with the life lessons, because they will ignore the life lessons, because it's hard to learn the life lesson without people. That's the only way they know how to learn life lessons. People that can be isolated, that don't need to be in a relationship all the time, that's lot of different ways. As I said, you can learn by volunteering, engaging in a different type of environment here on earth. You can learn by connecting to your guardian angel. Ask them what they want you to do today to learn that lesson. Is there any simple act of kindness that you could perform to somebody? Also, you need to understand, how does it make you feel? If I would say, for example, well, for you to learn to forgive, you will need to allow somebody to simply do something bad to you. So that would bring a lot of pain in you. That would bring a lot of pain, allowing somebody to hurt you, so you would actually learn how to forgive, that deep forgiveness. Well, it's really hard. But if I tell you that for you to learn to forgive, you can actually go in a deep meditation and understand forgiveness, connect to that essence of you that actually understand that there is no pain, that the pain, it's only based on ego. Ego only brings pain. The truth is, your true essence can never be hurt. It's only the ego that gets hurt. And if you can learn that way forgiveness, well, then you're not going to attract people that constantly going to hurt you. So there's a lot of different ways that we can learn. And every class will be different. We'll focus on particular one lesson. And keep in mind, doesn't mean that it's specifically for you. It's only a simple tips and guidance. But if you wish to have specific for you, connecting to your guardian angels could help, or having a reading from Akashic Records will help a lot as well, to help you understand your soul lesson and how you can actually work on it and learn the lesson without going through a heartache and creating more bad karma. So I hope you understand this, and you can comment, you can send a question if you wish, and I will not answer directly to your question, but I will try to make a next YouTube video where I will answer your question. So I'm sending you lots of love and light, and if you like this video, please click on like or subscribe. And if you do wish to have your own personal reading and to be guided specifically, you can email me and have a reading with me. Half an hour of reading is $35, 15 minutes is $20, and 1 hour $60. So if you wish to do that, you're welcome. Just send me an email and you can have a Skype reading or email reading. So I hope that all helps you. All the information will be in description box from next week. This week I won't put so much information, but from next class, this class is just introduction. From next class, you will get to interact with me and to give me your opinion and ask a question. I don't so much will focus on your opinion, because I'm not going to change your opinion. I don't want to change your opinion. But if you have a question, I will answer your question in a following YouTube video. So sending you lots of love and light.